These little quarter-sized burrows are usually inhabited by one of three things here in the Arizona desert. It's usually ground squirrels or tarantulas or lizards like the desert iguana. Sometimes all three. Sometimes they share burrows. There are some little droppings here around this that I think could be ground squirrel, actually. The lizards' droppings usually have a piece of white on one end, so that's how you can tell that those are probably ground squirrels. There's some more holes over here. Nice size one over here. So those are probably like a small Harris ground squirrel, or it could even be kangaroo rats, something like that also. Here are some more burrows here underneath some cholla cactus, and these look like ground squirrel burrows, although they could possibly be part of the pack rat nest that's in this cholla plant. It's hard to tell for sure. I don't know if you can see back in there. But there's a lot of cholla and debris piled up on the inside of this plant. I don't know if you can really get a good look at that, but there are pack rats living inside of that plant. So it may not be, could be a lot of different things actually. Some ground squirrels, some lizards. It's a big, nice big cholla plant. Probably a community of animals living in and around that thing. There's some more nice burrows around this plant here. Probably tarantulas. Maybe even desert hairy scorpion. You see the way these burrows are kind of wide at the bottom. They're narrower at the top and wider at the bottom because those things have big pinchers that they hold out to the side. A lot of times that's an indication that there's a giant hairy scorpion in there, or they call it, sometimes they call it a desert hairy scorpion. This, you can see there's a lot of web around that one, so that's probably tarantula or a nice sized wolf spider in there. Here's another good example of a burrow. This one's a little bit larger than the quarter-sized ones, and I don't know if you can see in there, but there's quite a bit of very fine webbing across the entrance of this one, and that's how you can tell that this one is probably a tarantula burrow. Once in a while, you tickle that webbing a little bit, you can get a tarantula to pop out and say hi. Not happening now, but I don't want to disturb too much of her web there. In any case, that's probably the burrow of a Mexican blonde tarantula that we have here in the Arizona Sonoran Desert. It's kind of some little round-tailed ground squirrels living right in here. Just saw one pop his head up, so I know that's what they are. Right in this hole right here. Round-tailed ground squirrels. Pretty cool little critters. And there's a whole bunch of them that live out on this lot out here. I drive by occasionally and see them popping their heads up. Here's a spot underneath these creosote bushes. Doesn't give a lot of shade, but there's a spot scraped out there, probably used by javelinas or coyote maybe, or both. And this here is a popular hangout of a small little brown bats, Mexican free-tailed bats. They hang out in the corners of people's patios. You can see the droppings kind of up in the corner there. Not real clear maybe when I zoom in. But then when you come down and look at the ground here right under this spot, you can see what looks like mouse droppings. And then some other whitish bat guano there. But people see this on their patios and invariably think that they've got mice and get all panicky about mouse infestation. And they never look up to see the guano running down the wall up in the corner on the ceiling. So that's a dead giveaway that it's not mice, but it's actually bats. Another example of a bat hangout up in the corner, the ceiling of a person's back patio. Come down here and see more droppings on this little ledge, and then even more droppings on the ground right in the corner here. That's bats. I just saw a rabbit laying in this scrape here. You can see the darker, moister soil. Probably a nice, cool spot to lay there. And then there's another smaller scrape right here. Probably a community of rabbits hanging out in this area and using these scrapes. There's another one over there. These are little rabbit scrapes dug under a citrus tree where the irrigation waters once a week. I just walked up here and saw a little rabbit laying right in one of these holes. Just a little depression. They dig down kind of where this tree gets watered and lay in the cool dirt there. So I wish I would have got the rabbit laying there, but by the time I got my phone out, he was gone. All along this hillside here, there are several different dens. Not sure how many different animals use these. Probably coyotes. Maybe even some bats. There's a lot of little holes up in there. This is a nice sized one here, and you can kind of see some trails leading to and from that spot there.